Welcome back to the Forex Fortress. Plenty to talk about today as we follow up from last week's weekly closures, plus a little bit of Bitcoin continuation as well. Other than that, do you have any announcements to make? Yeah, Discord, you already know the whole spiel with that. The link's in the description below. And of course, if you need a video on how to actually access it, because there is a few more extra steps in comparison to most other Discords, just check out the channel video if you are subscribed to this channel. Anyways, wasting no more time, let's start it off with good old Dixie to get the general biases. And it looks like this is the week. This is the week of reckoning, or the week of clarity, so to speak. And once again, we're kind of headed down and grinding out that $92 region. I believe we actually have touched down. Actually, no, not exactly on 92 just yet, but pretty damn close. So most importantly, as far as the long-term analysis goes on this one, still looking at this area as a potential bottoming area, of which I would be looking for wicks lower. That's completely fine. But as long as there's no weekly closes below 92, I am still looking at this as a potential bottoming area. But with that said, there probably are a few potential major nasty things going on right here, of which first and foremost, I do see that we are just in the process of turning the weekly Stoics down. More importantly, this is a rejection of getting out of the bearish control zone. That would not be good. And looking at weekly RSI, we are once again below the exponential, but this is not damning in and of itself. I want to see it come back down officially into the bearish control zone. If that were to happen, that would be a damn good insight that this is not just going to break to the downside. This is going to be an absolute catastrophic waterfall to the downside, probably down below even $90 region. So with that in mind, I still hold with the former assumption until proven otherwise, but it looks like we're going to have a chance to be proven otherwise today, or maybe not today, but this week. So if I were to do this on a weekly though, what price would I use for an actual confirmed breakout to the downside? I'd probably actually use the bottom side of this wick over here. So it's still got a little bit of space to go. And on the very low term time frames, what do we see? Oh, actually I should denote that on the daily historic volatility percentile is incredibly low right now. But looking at the 4 hour right here, yeah, it does look like it's going to test a little bit lower in the short term, at the very least. Preps back down to about 91 and 85 cents ish region. Again, don't confuse a wick with a weekly closure, but with that in mind, it certainly will have a chance to do that this week. And if that does happen, I would look for big bad moves to the upside on basically everything. Maybe not everything, but on the whole, if you're just looking at everything as like a massive index, then yes, I'd just generally be bullish. So with that in mind, we're going to go start it off with good old Aussie dollar and run down the list. And I'd imagine that this one's going to be bullish on the short term timeframes. Indeed it is. I believe that we did get the weekly closure that we were looking for last week, and I would be extending that target up to about 73 3/4 based off the weekly. Looking at the 4 hour right here, we're bullish on this time frame as well. About 73.5 would be the short-term target. And what about the daily? Bullish here too, up to about 73.5 as well. So short-term, medium-term, and long-term all bullish here. And I'd imagine we're going to see the same thing on CAD dollar as well. And looking at the daily, yep, pretty much the same chart. In fact, looking at the 4 hour, pretty much the same chart in fact as well, except not as strong obviously. And looking at the weekly, did we get that critical closure above? Actually no, but more importantly, it didn't break the 200 symbol to the downside. And so I would go with the path of least resistance in this case, which will be to the upside, of course, in line with what we see on Dixie as well. And more long-term target would be right around about 77 cent once again. Short-term target would be looking at very very short-term. I'll probably be looking for it to pop back up towards 76.69ish region, 76.72 region, somewhere around there. Daily, what do we see here? Yeah, back up to about 76.83-85 region. So bullish on all time frames here again. Jesus Christ, man, are we actually going to see this? This is going to start to really paint a picture that Dixie actually is going to break down, and that is going to be absolutely catastrophic. Swiss franc dollar hitting our 110 target from last week, and did we get the critical weekly closure that we're looking for? Actually, the clarity is actually coming in on this week right here. Weekly is bullish. I'd be looking for a move back up to about 110.5. Daily is bullish as well. I'd be having about the same target, 110.5 here too. And 4 hour, well, if you guessed bullish, you would be right. Short-term target would be about 110.25. So bullish on all time frames here as well. So starting to notice a little bit of a concert going on now, aren't we? Looking at euro pound, what do we see right here? Nasty, down, bad, very catastrophic. Did hit our downside target, actually overshot it by a little bit. I was saying 88.90ish region. We overshot it towards 88 3/4ish region. I'd be looking for this one to likely, let's actually reference the weekly here first. Probably tries a bounce here first, and then I'd be looking for further downside over the long period of time. So long term, still bearish. Short term actually would be bearish as well, just based off this. Is a little bit of a descending triangle on the lows, which is a bearish continuation formation. And daily, I don't really have a strong opinion on the daily actually, but short term and long term is certainly bearish here. Medium term, do we come back down to the lows of this current formation and then bounce once again? I don't have a strong opinion on that right here, but overall bearish, yes. Looking at euro, god damn it, euro dollar, don't do this. I want to buy a house. You little shit fuck. God damn it. This is going to be so much more expensive than what I really planned for. Oh, well, whatever. All right. Just have to make more money trading. Jesus, man. Anyways, looking at the short-term time frames, fucking god damn it, bullish. Fuck. Stop it. 119 and a quarter would be the short-term target. Fucking hate this thing right now. Jesus Christ. Should I just bite the bullet and transfer all my money to fucking euros right now? 119 and a half daily target. God damn it. It's bullish on all fucking time frames, isn't it? And weekly's gonna have a chance to break out fully to the upside. We do have a golden cross. Oh my fucking god. Oh man. I should probably take a trade in this and just cover myself in the very disoptimal way. But yeah, this one looks like it's bullish on all time frames here too. All jokes aside, short term, I think it was like 119 and a half target. Weekly, assuming that we do get this breakout here, 121 would be the next target, and then 1 and a quarter. Fuck it, man. God damn it. Stop that goddamn money printer. Pound yen, what do we see right here? Short term would be up just based upon I wouldn't necessarily call a weekly a short term, but it does look like it has a little bit of upside here. Daily up, I'd be looking for a move back up to about 139 and a half. Is everything just bullish today? Or sorry, that was a 12-hour. Same thing on the daily here too, though. What about the 4-hour? More or less bullish as well. I'd be looking for a short-term move, probably back up to about just below 139 region. So actually bullish on just about all time frames, but oh, sorry. Beef coming up right now. I just had 2 pounds. And looking at the weekly right here, I'm still massively bearish on the weekly though. But could it pop back up all the way towards like maybe 141 or 142 and still play at some catastrophic downs? Yeah, that's essentially what I'm looking for right here. But up on most time frames, and then we'll come into it probably around the end of the month and see where we're at. Could line up for an epic short somewhere right around here, though. Of course, this is not financial thoughts. I'm not a financial advisor. Pound dollar up as we spoke about last week as well. Jesus Christ, man. And I don't know. What do you say? What do you say next on this one? 4-hour going to be gunning for just below 134. Daily, what are we looking at right here? Daily actually did kind of get a little bit of a backfill in the last closure from this prior high. So should I be looking for a little bit of a short-term pullback first? Maybe actually going back down to the 4 right here. Let's go check out momentum oscillators. No, it's still bullish. God damn it. Let's see. Daily probably just powers through. And what about the weekly? Weekly looking good as well. I'd probably be looking for a retest back around 130, just below 135-ish region. So if you guessed bullish, you would be right. If your currency isn't rallying right now, that's a bad sign, baby. That is a really bad sign versus the US dollar. Looking at weekly for yen dollar, bullish. I'd be looking for a retest of the prior high of the run, 96.90. Daily, short-term bullish as well. Same area, about 96.85. And 4-hour. 4-hour does look a little bit toppy here, so maybe maybe a short-term pullback if it wants to come back down to about 96.15, 96.20, and then try a little bit more upside. But historical volatility percentile is quite low, so I would be looking for a move, probably even today. Anyways, what else we got? NASDAQ futures. What are we looking at right here? NASDAQ not benefiting from the weakness in the dollar. Do I still stick with my 12,000 and 12,100 target? Probably yes. Just based upon everything else that we see, but as far as momentum oscillators go, it actually does say a little bit of caution right here. I don't really feel like I trust them though. But if I am just going off a straight up structure, yeah, I would be looking for a little more upside here, and then we'll come back to it after that. But I don't feel as confident on this, and I should be a lot more transparent with that. I don't feel that confident on this one, so perhaps it's best to actually go check out if maybe SPY is looking a little more obvious, and see what that is printing. Where are you, SPY? There you are. I found you. 33.59. Nope. I'll be looking for this one to pop back up. So yeah, NASDAQ probably does pull back up towards like that 1250 or 12.1 number. And SPY, I'd be looking for it somewhere around about 3600-ish region. Okay, cool. So, we got gold here too. Where's my gold? My gold! Where's my fucking golds? Actually, for real, where are you, sir? There it is. Found you. All right, 1865. Down is the direction here. Very interesting, though. Very interesting. Everything else getting a chance to rally. Gold, which is typically your hedge against the gold or dollar, or at least that's what people think. Down. I'd be looking for it to come back down towards 1860 short term. What about daily? Daily's bearish as well on the whole, but I don't know if it's necessarily ready to break down just yet. I'd be looking for a daily closure below this level at about 1860-ish region. Weekly, I'm downside angled here too. I would still be looking for this one to come down long term towards about 1800 and play out a nice bounce from there. So actually bearish in just about all time frames. Let's go follow up on Bitcoin here too and see what she's printing out today. And of course, the big bad news was the way that we closed the 3-day last night and by extension the weekly as well. So I do more or less look for new highs on this run. We did get a move almost back up to my target from this morning at 18,800-ish region. Yeah, you could basically say that was hit. We got up to about 18,777. What about on Mexico right here? 18,788.50. Yeah, I'd say that's close enough, especially where we were kind of postured at during this morning at around 18.4 region. So a nice little rally right there. Still looking at the same sort of criteria to denote a further continuation to the upside. Want to see a 4-hour delta closure basically above where we sold off on this morning's rally at 18,800-ish region. Also 3618 Fibonacci extension right here. And then yes, I would be driving targets to the mid 19,000s. If I had to call it right now, do I think that it's going to get hit? Probably yes, mostly just based off the 3-day and the weekly closures that we got. So I am still looking for new highs on this run, very likely sometime this week. And then caution. And of course, if Bitcoin were to break back down below 18,200, we'll call it, on a 2-hour or 4-hour, I would be looking for another test back down somewhere around about 17,006 to 17,007, somewhere in this region right here, right around the 2618. However, I would only be looking for that if we break this area right here. And that's not to call a major high right here. I'm really only going to be willing to call a major high right here based off of structure is if Bitcoin comes back down and closes a 4-hour delta below this level right here, the same level that we bounced off of yesterday, about 17,600-ish region. So with all of that in mind, I'm still more or less angled towards the upside here. Momentum oscillators, I believe, are following through as well. In fact, 4-hour Stokes just had a nice cross the upside, holding into the bullish control zone more importantly. And we do see 4-hour RSI coming down to the same level that we spoke about yesterday in the neutral zone, now popping back up. I look at this as more or less likely to give another try to the upside as well. So with all of that in mind, I mean, we could go through a few more time frames right here. 3 hours selling off a little bit, but I don't really look at that as too problematic. Same thing with the buy hourly as well, and same thing with the hourly. But all momentum oscillators are still pointed northwards here. So a little bit of ebb and flow, I'd imagine, within the short term range. But I would be looking for Bitcoin, first and foremost, to probably break out to the top side, reach that next area. But like I said, we're kind of in the twilight zone right now. There's plenty of things on the higher term time frame saying, hey, be cautious AF, and while I do trust that to an extent in the sense that it gives you the sort of foresight in the background saying, hey, when things actually do reverse, be very, 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 very quickly to change your mind. When we're kind of in the twilight zone like this in a rally that is quite literally by definition a parabolic rally, I've learned in the past that it's just best not to try to pick the top before we, at the very least, get something tangible. For example, like a reversal on a daily. And are we in danger of getting reversal on the daily as it is right now? Well, not really, at least as it is right now. We haven't even really put in a top here, so to speak, just yet. So, I still stick with what I said earlier this morning, but caution on those regions. And of course, we'll come back to it tomorrow as well. Actually, we just got a new 4-hour delta closure, so nice one right there. And I'll be looking. Actually, let's go see what the momentum oscillator is looking like right here. Yeah, still pointing nice and northward, so keep an eye on that one. I imagine that the 2-hour obviously is going to be closing as well. Same thing here. Hourly, same thing. And I think the 3-hour actually closed as well. So yes, everything kind of still angled in the same direction. Be looking for another swipe, probably back up towards 18,800-ish region. Does not imply that we'll actually break it, but still, the biases set in from the 3-day and weekly closure, does suggest that we will very likely get another high on this run, and then we'll come back to it after that. But like I said, caution. Start to see something crazy, below those critical levels, that would be the time to start to switch around at least my own trading behaviors. And so with that said, I'd like to wish you the best and the happiest. Take care. Actually, before we do that, let's go check out what the 12-hour printed as well. Ooh, good 12-hour closure right there. 12-hour coming down. It's time to hold your breath one more time, scuba divers. we're on the trend line once again. Fair enough. So with that said, I would like to wish you the best once again. We'll come back to it tomorrow and see where we're at. And with that said, take care, and until next time.